Hello, I am David Greenhall, the Vice President of the US-UAE Business Council. I am pleased to introduce a new episode of our latest digital series, the Council Talks COP28 Specials. In this series, we speak to representatives of American companies who are championing sustainability and playing a vital role in supporting COP28 in the UAE. In this new episode, we interview Vidya Ramnath, who is Emerson's Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer. Vidya explains to us how Emerson is working to achieve its own net zero targets while, at the same time, supporting and enabling the decarbonization and environmental sustainability efforts of its customers. We also learned from Vidya that Emerson was among the first companies to sign the UAE Climate Responsible Companies Pledge, affirming its commitment to sustainable practices. Now over to Vidya.
We have looked across 700 different global sites and sort of segmented them into two groups, 200 of them being major energy consuming facilities and 500 other regular office and service facilities. And for these sites, we will go site by site on what we call energy hunts that we have designed, which actively looks for opportunities for energy efficiency. A lot of Emerson's own technology comes into play here in order to drive these changes. I'll give you the example of compressed air monitoring, right? Or improvement in lighting systems to optimize lighting systems, to use the right combination of technologies and software to provide energy dashboards that will provide a holistic view on the overall site's energy use. Over the last 3 years, we managed to reduce the intensity of our energy by 17%. In 2022 alone, we reduced energy intensity by 6%. In fact, our progress on this energy efficiency area has provided us with some recognition. Emerson was awarded the 2023 Partner of the Year by Energy Star for our efforts. Now, for our indirect value chain, which is a little bit harder, right? We are targeting a 25% reduction in emissions by 2030. And it includes a lot of different activities, of course, focused around the components that we purchase from our suppliers, transportation, distribution of our own products, to energy and emissions that are required to operate our products in customers and end user facilities. We are all set to make headway into our goals by 2045 and the interim by 2030. Greening by Emerson is really Emerson's focus on the use of our products, our technologies, our solutions, and how our broad automation portfolio, from our devices to our control systems to our software, these can be leveraged by customers to accelerate their own sustainability journeys. We are quite active across our entire global customer base, helping our customers drive their industrial operations better in terms of sustainability, drive emissions abatement, optimize the usage of their energy, and reduce their carbon footprint. Our focus to work with stakeholders across different sectors, such as it could be technology providers, it could be academic institutions, it could be regulatory bodies, and even some maybe some industrial stakeholders. And this is mainly to drive ideas and sustainable innovation and support policies and regulations regarding to sustainability. You asked me a very good question about, our work with customers. This is where we are really, really proud of some targeted efforts we've made to reach out to our industrial stakeholders across the UAE and actually in the wider region in the Middle East and Africa now, engaging to develop curated sustainability and decarbonization roadmaps, because everybody has a different starting point and emphasis around their sustainability journey, right? I'll give you an example specific to UAE. Especially in ADNOC downstream, Barouge, you will see in their 2022 sustainability report where they talk about our technology, Emerson's technology, helping them optimize steam usage around the plant and significantly reduce energy spent across their plant. We've had some really strong relationships with the Ministry of Climate Change and Environment. In fact, we have been one of the first companies to sign the pledge, the UAE Climate Responsible Companies Pledge, really affirming our our commitment to sustainable practices. We routinely participate in what the UAE Climate Responsible Companies lead in terms of national dialogues for climate ambition, or what they call NDCA. And it brings a cross sectional group of companies together. We focus on specific action areas. I remember a time where we specifically focused around waste, management, which was a big area. And these are some of the things that we are routinely doing as part of what we call greening with as well of Emerson. We are intensifying our efforts, collaborative efforts, and we have actually recently joined the Global Decarbonization Alliance under the COP28 presidency, as well as the Chief Sustainability Officer Regional Network that has been established, I believe, under the stewardship of ADNOC. We're also working on developing opportunities around decarbonization, and the acceleration of new value chains that leverage the new hydrogen economy through the U.S.-UAE partnership for accelerating clean energy, what we call PACE, as well as some other green financing initiatives under the stewardship of the Ministry of Climate Change and Environment. Very exciting things happening. I think the biggest thing is to be setting clear standards, right? Sustainability standards and targets for companies, and this would be under the ambit of a strong regulatory framework, so that companies across industries, with a focus on maybe enforceable regulations around emissions reduction, resource stewardship, and waste management practices. I think that another lever could be financial incentives, such as subsidies, tax breaks for companies that demonstrate a strong commitment and progress towards their goals. It's particularly important for emerging startups and technology players, which definitely would need that extra financial backing so that they can, grow to scale and accelerate and drive some meaningful change in this very important effort that we're all making for the environment. Now, creation of platforms that promote cross-sectoral dialogue between technology providers such as Emerson, industry stakeholders, academia, regulatory institutions. All of these go a long way in promoting collaboration and knowledge sharing, which clearly will improve the uptake of best practices across industries.